ongoing NIL contract discussions with the school, and head coach Josh Heupel said that no one is bigger than the program. Nico plans to enter the transfer portal when it opens on Wednesday. Here's what the mouth of the South, Paul Feinbaum, had to say about the situation.
This expected to make about $2.5 million, and while people are seeing their 401s crash right now, he wanted more than that, reportedly as much as $4 million. And Tennessee finally said, you know what, we're done. I wonder how excited our school is going to be to deal with his representatives. And I say his representatives. His father's involved. He's got agents involved. This is a very nasty situation. It has left a stench across college football. So I would say buyer beware.
All right. Stephen A., who's in the wrong here? Is it Nico? Is it Tennessee or the NCAA?
I think it's Nico. Only in this respect. You made an agreement. Honor it. The only caveat that I would throw out there, or the only alteration, is that we are talking about the sport of football. And so thinking along the NFL, even though this is not the NFL, it's the NCAA, who I have no sympathy for, by the way, and I'm certainly not trying to side with them. I do understand that in the sport of football, professionally speaking, they have the right to come to you to have your contract restructured, to ask you to take a pay cut and things of that nature in professional football. So because that's the sport that we're looking at, even though this is on a lower level because it's the NCAA, it's college football instead of the NFL, you know, there is sympathy in that regard. But you were getting about $2.2 million. That's the agreement that you reached. According to the valuations out there, you're worth about $3.1 million. And you were asking for $4 million, damn near double what you agreed to. I don't recall Tennessee winning the national championship or anything like that, but it's a bigger thing to that, to this situation for me personally than anything else. And that's honoring your contract. Go for all you can get. But once you negotiate and you sign on the dotted line at a university, you should be compelled to honor that deal, unless I'm missing something. I only know what we've read. If there are other things that come with it, then I stand corrected. I'm open-minded about it. But on its face, I'm of the mindset that you're getting paid $2.2 million to be the quarterback for the Tennessee Volunteers. That's what you agreed to, and not for. And to walk out on the program, to hold out for the program, that to me, that's not the greatest look. It just isn't.
This is on the NCAA, and the NCAA should be, and its leadership should be ashamed of itself and should be embarrassed that it's gotten to this point, because they're the lack of leadership that has led to this. Josh Pate actually laid this out perfectly. This is what happens when you place people in leadership roles and they have no idea what they're doing. And they have no ability to see the tentacles that are attached to the decisions that they're making down the line. I agree with you from the vantage point, Stephen A. I don't like it for the young man. I don't, because it's contrary to everything that I've ever learned about the quarterback role and the quarterback position. But I'm not down for killing the young man, and I know you're not doing that right now. But I've seen that happening. But this is what happens when you place people in leadership roles that the NCAA did, and then you just open the door. Because while you say, Stephen A., and I understand the point of, well, he's got to honor his contract. When you leave the opportunity for that person not having to honor the contract by allowing other doors to be opened by other places offering you more money, no one in their right mind is going to just say, no, I don't want another $1.7 or $1.8 million. Because if you can get it, you're going to go get it. That's just the reality of human beings. And I don't love it for the young man, again, because it's contrary to everything I know. I don't love it for the locker room. And Feinbaum's right that this is the inflection point, because it's the first time that a high leverage player has impacted the locker room, and the locker room has felt that loss. And this is the first time, at least again, a high leverage player, the coach is like, well, go. Well, we're not going to bow the knee to you. So this does change it. But this is such a flaw by the leadership of the NCAA. And the fact that grown adults allowed this to happen because it was coming and everyone knew it. They should be ashamed that now this young man is going to get targeted and pinpointed as the person being selfish when he's a kid still. Whether he's getting treated financially as an adult or not, he's still a kid.
Dan, you make some very compelling points. Coach Saban warned us of this. He said this day of reckoning was coming.
He did.
And like you said, people just look at the here right now. Okay, this is where we are right now. And if we have to cross a bridge later, we'll cross that bridge later. Well, here we are. And we got to this bridge a lot sooner than we anticipated because this young man has done something that we didn't, like you said, we didn't foresee this coming. But I had an interview with Terry Crews, Stephen A. on my podcast on Club Shay Shay. He said, you never nod your head yes and mean no. You see, what this young man did is that he's basing his value on what someone else got. He saw Carson Beck leave the University of Georgia, and he said, well, hell, I'm better than Carson Beck. And he went and got $4 million. I played here, and you mean to tell me this is all I can get? So he's looking at a situation. You never base your value on what someone else has got. When I go into a negotiation, I look around and say, okay, this is the value that I have. This is what I have. I agree with you, Stephen A. I'm a diehard. When I sign a contract, I'm going to honor that contract. I'm not going to come to you and ask you for more money. Don't you bring your ass to me asking me to take less money because this is what we agreed upon. Now, with that being said, Steve, Dan, you talking about targeted. He put this target on his back. Bro, you don't show up for meetings. You don't show up for practice. And I hear people say, well, coaches do this all the time. Brian Kelly left the University of Cincinnati deal. He already had a deal with Notre Dame in place. He left Notre Dame. He had a deal already in place. Now, if you want to say he got a deal in place, don't even say, look, guys, I'm going to go ahead and move on. There's a better opportunity for me elsewhere. But to do it like he did it, this is what I disagree with. Hey, get all the money you can, but don't nod yes and me no.
Hold on, Shannon. So we can't live in a world where we say your value is what you think it is. Your value is, and everyone says it. Everybody says it. Well, what someone's willing to pay you. That's what your value is. So
correct.
I would be shocked.
He wasn't valuable to Tennessee.
I would be shocked if he went to Tennessee or his reps or his advisors went to Tennessee and asked for more money or said they wanted more money without knowing that someone else was willing to pay him more money. That's not happening. So we can't live in the world where NFL quarterbacks and we sit there and go, well, should they pay this guy or not? And it doesn't. And people say, well, it doesn't matter because someone else is willing to do it. Second of all, and another part of this is who are we allowing to represent these kids? Because we can't just allow this wild, wild west of anybody can represent anyone because I don't like the fact that we're sitting here saying this young man went and said this and that or didn't show up because he's probably listening to the adults in the room. He's still a young man. Probably not even. So, like, I'm not going to sit here and kill Nico when he's probably getting told X.
But, D.O., first of all, we're not killing him. That's number one. Number two, he's the name on the situation. I mean, the situation is about him. So that's the only, we understand there's adults in the room. We understand, listen, we're grown men. We listen to our agents. We listen to our representatives. We listen to our lawyers, et cetera, et cetera. We ultimately make the call, but it's based on the level of expertise that they provide. And so as a result, we understand that from a literal perspective, D.O., that this is not him. But the point is, it's a bigger issue here. We know how corrupt the NCAA has been for decades, how they exploited these athletes, took advantage of it. And this chaos is a result of them receiving their come up